This presentation is all about why money is not actually a store of value. Money, it can be saved, it can be stored, it can be retrieved and traded reliably later. So it's definitely a store of value. Or is it? Is it really? In the land of Pretendia, there dwelt a man. Let's call him Jeff. In his possession were 10 Pretendian coins. These coins are valid in Pretendia only. Behold, the humble town of Pretendia. Why do Jeff's coins have value? Let's think about this. Jeff's coins have value because Jeff can trade them in Pretendia for goods like pet griffins and services like haircuts. Here are some prices in Pretendia. A haircut goes for about 3 coins. A pet griffin goes for 10 coins. A burrito goes for about 1 coin. What can Jeff's coins buy? Jeff's 10 coins can buy Jeff 3 haircuts, 1 pet griffin, or 10 burritos. Jeff stores away his coins. Let's say he puts them under the bed. He does this expecting to buy a pet griffin in the future. Now, in the meantime, Pretendia is attacked by army ants. Right? These ruthless killing machines. The ants, during their attack, happen to eat all of the griffins. There aren't any left surviving. What does this mean for Jeff? Because the ants killed and ate all the griffins, Jeff can no longer trade his coins for a pet griffin. It's no longer a possibility. What can Jeff's coins buy now? They can buy 3 haircuts, they can buy 10 burritos. They can't buy a pet griffin anymore. Let's say Pretendia is now attacked by army ants again. Very unlucky. The ants now eat half of the burritos. Exactly half. Because of this, the price of burritos goes up to 2 coins each instead of 1. Now what can Jeff trade his coins for? He can't trade his coins for 10 burritos anymore because the price of burritos doubled. He can only trade his coins for 5 burritos. The ants then eat the barber. Because there is no barber, what can Jeff's coins buy? No haircuts. They can only be traded for 5 burritos. So where is the value stored? Not in the coins, right? The value is stored in Pretendia itself. The value of the coins comes from the skilled people, the goods, and the resources of Pretendia. If Pretendia is destroyed, for example, if army ants eat all of Pretendia, Jeff's coins, which were only valid in Pretendia, stop having value. The coins, are they really a store of value? I don't think so. These coins are something else. They are a symbol of value. The store of value is the actual city of Pretendia. These coins are a symbol of value. They represent access to value in the future. A symbol of value, like coins, is not directly useful. So what is directly useful? Let's call it true value. True value, like the burritos themselves, are directly useful. True value causes an increase in supply. The griffinry provides a supply of griffins. The barber provides the supply of haircuts. The burrito business provides a supply of burritos. All of these have true value. Symbolic value does not increase supply. Making 20 new coins does not increase the supply of total useful resources. True value can also decrease demand. So if Jeff is given 4 burritos, which have true value, he no longer has a demand for more burritos, at least for that day. Symbolic value, like money, can only increase demand. If you give Jeff more money, it can only be used to buy more things. Jeff's need is not reduced at all. His demand isn't reduced at all by having more money. Money has symbolic value. Things you buy with money have true value. True value is useful resources themselves, skills, skilled people, services, technologies. All of these tangible, useful goods have true value. Symbolic value, on the other hand, like money, must be backed by true value, real, tangible, useful resources. Symbolic value can grant access to true value, to useful resources, by trading. True value, like all of these technologies, is the total amount of resources that exist. Symbolic value, on the other hand, determines who has access to those resources. Jeff, with his money, can trade it for access to the true value, to the resources that exist. The money determines how many resources, or how many burritos, how many haircuts, how many griffins Jeff has access to. The store of true value is the actual physical society of Pretendia itself. The people, the businesses, the useful resources of Pretendia have all of the true value. The store of symbolic value, the Pretendian money, right, that determines who has access to Pretendia's useful resources. The people with Pretendian money are the people who have access to Pretendia's useful resources. So what gives something symbolic value? First of all, people are willing to exchange useful resources for it, even though it may not be directly useful itself. Why even use symbolic value? Why is it even important or beneficial? It's much easier to exchange symbols of value, to exchange little coins, little printed stamped things, than to directly exchange resources. Imagine how much easier it is to exchange a few coins for a leg of lamb than to exchange a bowl of vegetables for a leg of lamb. It's much easier to exchange coins that have a known value than to barter. Money is therefore very useful. It is useful, but it's not directly useful. It's useful as a tool. Even though it's not directly useful, it makes exchanging goods and services much easier. So it's useful as a tool to help exchange goods and services. So why is it incorrect to think of money as a store of value? It's incorrect because you can safely store money, you can safely store symbolic value in a vault. It's not going anywhere. But outside the vault, the amount of real useful resources can still be reduced. And even though the money was in the vault untouched, it can become worthless if there are no useful resources people are willing to exchange for it. It becomes worthless. Its value drops to zero, even though it was stored safely in the vault. So the store of value isn't the money itself. Consider that the symbolic value of Pretendia is the amount of money that each citizen of Pretendia has in their bank accounts, while the true value of Pretendia is the actual food, the actual resources that exist in the society of Pretendia. The money can stay in the bank untouched, and meanwhile, the true value of Pretendia can be diminished and degraded and reduced. Think about what happens if the quality of food goes down, if the size and the availability and the quality of the houses is reduced, if the amount of resources that you can trade for the same amount of money you have greatly diminishes. The money isn't changed, the money isn't moved. What happened is the true value was diminished, the true value was destroyed, the true value was reduced. Because the value is in the true value and not the money, diminishing the quality and quantity of available resources makes the money worth less. So this is why money is not a true store of value. Thanks for watching.